Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to 22nd February over here. And we are at another New York session at this time. All right, what is this? What's happening on this side over here? The YouTube chat is coming on good. People are coming in Zoom. Okay, perfect. No problems. No problems, no problems. Analysis are coming in. I'm probably going to look at analysis after a few minutes here. Just going to do my own analysis here first. All right, so it looks like gold is coming up towards, 1797. And after we break above this area, there's a clean move going bullish. Look at this right over here. This is a resistance formed previously on 16th February, and we're coming up to this point here again, and we just need candles to close above this area so that we can say, okay, like, you know what, now this is the time for it to continue moving bullish, at least till 1800, 1802, I mean 1800 here for sure. What's this? Is this a news article? Trump to claim total control of GOPO. Nice. All right, let's take a look over here. Let's take a look at pound yen. Pound yen didn't really move at all. It's been ranging since the Asian session yesterday. Price opened here down at 147.680, went up towards resistance, created resistance. After that, there was just like no move at all. Even at London session, there was no move at all on a 1 hour time frame. Maybe on a 30-minute time frame, we had a break of this low over here, but I guess since it's ranging at this point, I think a good practice would be to kind of like reanalyze everything over here. So let's remove all analysis here. Let's take a look at the daily. Daily is obviously bullish here, obviously, but we're also coming up to this wick rejection over here, and also up at the 148 200, 148 300. So these are huge rejection areas at this point, right? Even if you look at the weekly time frame, you can look to the left hand side. Price came up here in the past in 2019, start of 2019, and we started rejecting these areas here. So now we got to know, are we going to start rejecting this again here or not, right? So let's take a look at the smaller time frames here, because we got some more information there. So looking at the daily is obviously bullish. Let's take a look to the left hand side. I think if it's going to continue bullish, we have clean room till at least 148 400. So we're going to mark up the zone right over here, 148 400. Let's drop down to the 4 hour time frame. Looking at the 4 hour, we are really bullish. I mean, this candle's still open, but if this candle closes below 148 200, then we're rejecting that resistance. And I think at that same time, if we break below this low on the 4 hour, I think the next 4 hour candle can easily continue down to fill this wick around 147 800 here. It's pretty easy for price to come down over here. Let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame here. Let's see. Yeah, 1 hour is just ranging at this time too. We got a resistance up at 148 200. We got support down at 148 040, and that's about it. So this will be a no trading range at this point. All right, let's take a look over here. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is pound yen 1 hour chart, counter trend trade on the London session. Okay, so this is sells below 148 040. All right, you got sells below 148 040, clean traffic to the left for execution. Okay, so you're waiting for price to break below 148 040. Okay, that looks good. This area right over here, this is a minor support here. But if you do break below the support, let's take a look here now. If you break below the support, our range is like, I think it's a pretty good range, 18 to 20 pip range here. Not bad at all, right? So I'm going to put my horizontal line right over here, because if we break this area, I think it's a pretty good opportunity for price to continue down, especially with ranging at this point. For GJ buys, I think you'll need price to break above 148 200 for GJ buys. Can't really happen before that. All right, let's take a look at this chart. Already looked at this chart here. Let's take a look at this one here. So this is USD CAD 1 hour chart. So we got resistance here. So you're basically looking for a rejection at this point. So yeah, that's right. I mean, if you get a candle closing bullish at this point, I think from here, price can continue moving up. So that's correct. We came up, created a high, came down. If it creates a support, very high probability for it to continue moving bullish. This is again, we have another pound yen chart. Nice zones here, potential sells. Looks good, looks good. Yeah, this will be very interesting. We'll have to wait and see how this closes. Even looking at the 15-minute time frame. Now, this is going to be interesting from the point of view, like, okay, if price comes down to the support, we need a candle to at least, this is what I'm looking for at this point. I'm looking for the candle to close bearish, right? And ideally, I would want a candle to close bearish like this, and the next one to break this low, execute a sell, and then anticipate price to continue down towards the support. So this is the move I'm looking for at this point. So we'll see how that happens. Looks like Mr. Uncle Boris is also speaking here soon, so we're going to keep an eye on that as well. Let's see. Oh, I think that's on Forex Factory. All right, let's take a look at. Let's see Euro JPY. Will GJ fill the gap? Will GJ fill the gap? So I think gap was something down over here, right? This is where the market opened. This is where the market opens. So we got a gap from 147.530 all the way up towards 147.666. So I think, so for price to continue down to fill this gap, we'll have to tap into the support here first, and then we'll have to break the support to continue down. So if you look on the 30-minute time frame, this is the support we're looking at right over here. For price to break below 148.040 and then continue down towards the support. So yeah, it's like a good range, a 16, 17 pip range. You could get like maybe like 15 pips out of it, 12 pips out of it, and leave the rest running. I think it's going to be pretty good. Just wanted to say thank you for the knowledge. The knowledge is improved. Oh, nice. Very nice. Santiago Blanco. Let's take a look at the chart from Santiago Blanco. So Santiago Blanco, we got resistance here. You're looking for buys above 148.280. Okay, looks from a market structure perspective, it looks pretty good for price to continue up from that point here. You also got a support down over here, 148. This also looks good. You got a zone down here. You got another zone down here. You got sells below here. So I think instead of looking for sells below this area, you should also start to look at sells below, like, you know, this support at this point, because the volume coming in from pre-New York, volume in NYC, and even New York Open can continue pushing price down, you know, if you get a rejection up at 148.200. All right, so the 15-minute candle is about to close over here, and we're going to keep an eye on this as it comes to a close. And then I think it's going to be a good idea for price to continue down. Do you have a Telegram channel? No, I don't have a Telegram channel. Like, a lot of you guys are getting scammed from my fake profiles. And I don't know. So apparently my fake profiles are offering 200% returns in 10 days. And I'm like, oh, wow, crazy. 200% returns in 10 days? Man, that's pretty good. Will you be waiting to see where the 30-minute candle closes? Yeah, I'm waiting for the 15-minute candle to close over here. Waiting for the 15-minute candle to close over here. And then we're going to try to see if I can sell it or not. On gold, you still have price open. The 30 minutes creating like a minor support at this point, and you basically want the candles to close above this rejection area right over here. It's very important for a candle to close above this area so that you can have some more confirmations that, okay, now we can head on towards 1800 and then continue on towards 1805. Because if you look to the left hand side, you got your first target at 1800, and then you have all the way up towards, you know, 1804, 1805, like 50 pips away, 40 pips away. So it's going to be pretty important for you to wait for this candle to close at this point. All right, let's take a look at your JPY over here. Looking at your JPY from the daily perspective, daily is obviously trying to move bullish at this point. We got a high at 120 at 360. Looking on the 4-hour time frame, we're creating a support right over here at 127,900. We got a support over here. We got obviously we got a resistance up over here at this point. Looking on the 1 hour time frame, we're creating a minor resistance over here. So this is a no trade range at this point, right? Because even if you break above 128, 150, you got to measure the range, right? And this is a 22, 23 pip range, pretty good range here, right? So this is going to be a no trade range. So from 128, 150 all the way down towards, 128, 915. It's still a 24 pip range, but see how price is just stuck in that range here. Yeah, it's just stuck here in the range. So this will be a no trade range at this point. Hey, good morning, Raja. Why in this case you are waiting for the 15-minute candle to close and not the 30-minute? What makes you decide to wait for the 30-minute and the 15? Okay, so what makes me decide to wait for the 15-minute or the 30-minute, right? So now the 15-minute is about to close in about 2-3 minutes, right? If the next 15-minute breaks below, I would say 148, I'm going to be executing a sell for price to continue down. And the only reason is because we are in a pre-New York session, right? And pre-New York session, there's a lot of volume. And if you look at the price has just been ranging here. I mean, the last break we had in like pre-London, and price then came back inside the range for the London Open, right? So London Open is still ranging. So if price comes below 148, I'm going to be expecting New York, pre-New York volume to continue price down, right? If the next 15-minute breaks below, like 148 over here. So that's why I'm waiting for the 15-minute. If the 15-minute closes above support, then obviously then we have to wait for the 30-minute. Hey Raja, I'm your #1 fan. Please donate magic keys to me. Man, listen, if we donated magic keys to every fans, the magic key business wouldn't be a business. It would turn out to be a charity. Let's take a look at this chart over here. Gold chart. Next 30-minute candle retraced. Have fun with that. Oh, nice. 40 pips since managed risk well. Close the partial position. Nice. Very nice. It's a good trade over here. So this is, all right, let's, okay, I'm not comfortable with the circled wicks, okay, showing a loss of momentum, that's true. My bias on the high time frame is long, that makes sense. Looking for safer buys, potential obstacle is 148,400. I think 148,400 should be a target, and then anticipating price to break above this target, but let's see what happens. Forecasting move to happen during NYC. Perfect. At the same time, since you have buys marked out, I think at the same time you also got to have sells marked out as well. Because think about it. If buys don't work and if sells work, you need to be ready to see, okay, why are sells working? I have my zone circle like this. I think I'm going to wait. That's good. That's good. Also, remember, guys, it's Monday, right? On Monday, there's no reason to go hard at all. It's Monday, right? Save your bullets. Bullets mean save your trades, right? Don't take impulse trades. Don't take emotional trades, irrational trades. It's a Monday. Even if you take a losing trade on a Monday, that's totally fine because then we're going to have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, really high volume days for you to capitalize on. So today, just chill, relax, aim to wait for price to come to you. And what that means is now if you look at the 15-minute time frame, we rejected the support, right? So I mean, nothing's happening at this point. Let's take a look at this chart over here. So this is target for buys over here above this area. I think, was this from the past? I think this is from the past. Possible sells until over here. I don't see a question. But I think buys are above 148.250 as I see it. Right over here, since we're ranging at this point now. So you gotta update your zones at this point. Possible sell still here, that looks good too. But yeah, I don't see any question over here. Thanks for the virtual class yesterday. I already knew a good percentage of what you thought, but never stopped learning. Refreshing. Yeah, that's always true. I always try to brush off on the simple concepts because simple concepts, man, they really solidify your foundation when it comes towards trading and new concepts and stuff like that. Let's take a look at pound USD over here. So looking for buys above 1.40350. Okay, so you basically want a candle to close above this area. Looking for stronger buys above this area. Okay, yeah, it looks better, right? Let's break down GBP USD while we're over here, and we're also going to keep an eye on Euro JPY as it starts breaking above 128 180 for price to continue bullish up till what's this price over here, 128 350, 370, 20 pips away, not that bad. All right, so let's bring up GBP USD. GBP USD. Let's break it down on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see what's going on. So we got a resistance over here. We're kind of like breaking above this area. Looking to the left-hand side, however, the only thing we see to the left-hand side is a daily rejection at 1.4080. So we're going to mark this area right over here. Looking to the 4-hour time frame at this point. Oh, that's from 2018. We can't even look that far in 2018. All right, so on the 1-hour time frame, we're basically breaking above this resistance here, which is pretty solid. We can see here, right? We rejected this area around Asian session. Looking at 30-minute time frame, we're coming up to this minor resistance at this point. Now, here's the problem, right? Even though if the 1-hour candle can close above this resistance, you're anticipating the next 1-hour candle to continue up to kind of like fill this range, right? But if you look on the 30-minute time frame, that range is basically a minor resistance on the 30-minute time frame. And if you measure this range now, this range becomes smaller, right? This is like a 9 pip range, 10 pip range. So I think it's going to be much better for price to kind of like break above 1.40470 so that you have like a much bigger range to play into. Yeah, I think that's going to be much better. So that's going to be from a buying perspective, right? If you're looking at it from a selling perspective, I think from the selling perspective, it's safe to say that we had this resistance previously. Let me zoom in here a little bit, right? We had this resistance here when price came up. It rejected this area. Next candle broke above it. It continued bullish, right? So I think if we can get a close below 1.4200, then we have this clean range for price to continue into like 33 pip range, 34 pip range, so this would make much more sense. When you say it's a good trade when someone sends you a chart, when he sell on resistance, sometimes you say it's bad trade. How do you identify when it's good, when it's bad on resistance? Well, when someone sends a bad trade, that means they did not wait for confirmations. That means they sold while the candle was bullish, right? But when you're selling when the candles are bearish and your stops are above the previous candles, then it makes sense. That's a good trade because you have to look at the chart from a very technical perspective. So technically, if charts look good, I mean, what can we say? We can only say that that's a good trade. So right now, pound yen is still ranging at this point. Hey, Raja, can I start with a $100 account? If so, what lot size should be? I think from a $100 account, you should focus on 1-cent lots. 1-cent lots, maybe like 2-3-cent lots. All right, let's take a look over here. So this is pound yen. This is my upteenth paper trade, and maybe I make a mistake to not notice we are in no trade zone. I had to support created over here. You were anticipating price to continue up. Yeah, this looks good. It's good. From 122, you had range all the way up over here, which is like 12 pips. So the range wasn't enough. That's the only thing. It wasn't enough range, because if we measure this range at this point now, you had like a 12, 13 pip range, but you still got it. So, it's still good. That wasn't a mistake. You just took a risky trade in a smaller range for price to continue bullish. All right. You don't worry about this zone? No, we don't worry about this zone, but we keep the zone in our mind. this zone right over here. We keep it in our mind because look, if we break below, let's say 148, we're looking at this clean candle for price to continue down. If this zone was important, price would have reacted to this zone, but it didn't react to this zone. So as price comes below 148, you have to ask yourself the question. The question is, well, okay, if price didn't react to the zone, what's the probability it's going to react to the zone again as it starts moving down? So that's where you put your trust in. Having trust in the analysis and in your execution is very, very important. It's actually key. Thank you for the live streams. My skills have improved a lot and I've been learning from you since a year now. Oh, nice. Beautiful. Started with $1,000 account, already up 3,700. Man, this is amazing. People learning for free. This is great. Just to understand, the probability is higher for price movement to continue in the same direction from a session to session while respecting highs and lows. No, not really. I mean, the previous session just ranged, right? But if we do break below, we're expecting volume to drive price. Right now, it's just ranging at this point. Why do you draw zones from body close to half of the wicks? Because that's your zone. How else do you define your zones? I mean, this is the zone, right? You see where the candle closed, you see the wicks, so wicks basically made small ranges, so that's a zone. I don't think many people understand what zones are. I think there's a lack of education in that department. I mean, if you follow signals or if you follow some other stuff and you don't know what zones are or what zones mean, the definition of zones, how they're plotted based on candle closes and wicks, man, yeah, you need to learn something. Which pair do you think works best on price action from your experience? From my experience, I think all pairs work best. People send me charts on USD CAD, GBP USD, gold, pound yen, euro yen, and they all work best. The challenge is, how much can you commit yourself to a pair? That's the challenge. Most people commit themselves to one pair for about 1 week. 1 week, they take one loss and then they're like, oh man, this is a garbage pair. Let me go to another pair. No, it doesn't work like that. You got to really commit to one pair. I've been committed to pound yen for about 3 years now, and I've been very, very profitable on pound yen. Right? So sometimes it ranges, sometimes I have a loss, but most of the times I have wins. So I look at my wins, even though sometimes I have losses, that's totally fine, because losses are part of the game. And we take live losses here. But at the same time, I think it's also really important to manage risk as well when you're taking losses. What lot size would you suggest on a $1,500 account? It depends on your risk. How much are you willing to risk? I think for this question, you need to watch the virtual class we had yesterday. Does JPY basket chart analyze? I don't know what that is. JPY basket chart. If price breaks above resistance, what would be the next target that you would be targeting for GJ? It's going to be around 148,400. Yeah, it's going to be around there, 148,400, 148,450. How can I get magic keys? You need to go to magickeys.trade. There's a website, and you can get magic keys from there. Come on, man. It's not even 7 a.m. and what kind of questions are these? It's like asking, where do we get YouTube? YouTube.com. Entry and retest below the support. Okay, yeah, let's see now. This candle is about to close in about 6 minutes over here. And if this candle closes bullish, and now see it's a weak bullish candle. So let me just zoom in over here. So you'll need the next candle to break this high for price to continue bullish. But if you start breaking support, then obviously we're gonna continue down. Looks like the 30-minute candle is also about to close over here on pound yen, and we'll see if we can get a price to continue down or not. All right, let's take a look at this chart here for a little bit. Gold, so buys above 17.99 for price to continue bullish makes sense. We want to see 15-minute bullish candle. Target is 1807. This looks good. Sells below this area for price to continue down. Nice. So you got both things planned at this point. Let's bring up gold over here. So both areas are planned. I have the same things planned over here, right? So if you look at the 1 hour time frame, I think sells are going to be better below this 1 hour support, 1794. If you look on the 15-minute, we got 1794 right over here. Yeah, that'll look good.
Yeah, I think sales are gonna play out for gold.
All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. So this is bought the retracement at London Open, closed 11 pips. Oh, nice. Closed at this high over there. Nice. So this was a fake out. So you caught this fake out for price to continue bullish. Where can I find the virtual class you had yesterday? You cannot. It was a paid class. It was me on a whiteboard. So it was a paid class. I don't think it really matters when the rules come out. We already have the incentives. UK, Sky News. There will be 5 weeks between each. Oh. Yeah, man. Magical things are happening here. Let's take a look at this chart. This is a buy. As you said, something better to take entries above the wicks. So I did. You took entries above here. I think you should have closed candle. You should have closed the trade when you had a weak bullish candle formed. And then right here, you know, it is what it is. Close the trade, and that's about it. So I think now you need to look at how you could have done things differently. Maybe like, you know, was this a risky entry at that point? I think it was pretty risky because if you look at the 15 minute broke above, right? And if you look on the 30-minute time frame, 30-minute candle closed bullish over here. So maybe it needed to do some sort of a retest for price to continue up. But again, like, you know, it is what it is. You try to buy, it failed. So I think it's going to be easier to move on to the next day at that point. The candle is about to close in about 2 minutes over here. And as we're coming down to a close, I think below 148, we can have a pretty good trade moving down towards, you know, 147.850. That's something I'm going to be looking for at this point. GJ stops. I think stops could be at, I don't know, within this range. Can't be above the candle. It should be within this range. So I think well inside this range around 148, 112, 113. Yeah, that would make sense. Because at that point, even if the candle, you know, closes back in the range, we can manage our risk at that point. And then really anticipate price to, like, you know, continue driving down here. 148.850. We have around a minute left. 1 minute left. Looks like GU is also coming down to the support at this point. Boris Johnson said to take UK out of lockdown. Good numbers predict. Yeah, that's fine. That's totally okay. We got 20 seconds left over here now. Coming up to an extremely delicate situation. 1 hour candle is also closing below all these candles to the left. 30-minute candle is also closing below. 15-minute is also closing right over here. All right. This is good. This candle needs to break below 148 for a selling situation. But if it starts to retrace, I think that's better. Because, you know, a retracement would mean that now we're going to have like a clear stop loss placement. I'm going to have a clear stop loss placement. I forgot there's no we. There's only me, you, and the gulag. Yeah, at this point, it's a very delicate situation over here. We need to cross these wicks over here down at 148. When we cross below 148, I think it's going to be game time for price to continue to 147.850. Yeah, it's game time. So I took some shorts over here, right at this point. Got in some shorts. Stops are well within this range and anticipating price to continue down towards 147,850. Even if the price retraces, that's totally fine because, you know, if this candle retraces, that's going to be a formation of the 1 hour wick for price to continue down because the 1 hour candles close below all this support. And I'm really banking on the fact that we're moving in pre-New York, and pre-New York volume should continue pushing price down within this clean range. You know, so got a TP till 147,850. I'm going to be securing positions around 147,900, and then I'm going to be putting stops at break even. So now, when we talk about risk management, I think it's really important to talk about risk management too, because if this candle starts coming back in the range, right? So number one, it's moved below 148,030. If it breaks its own high, I'm going to be closing 50% of the position at that point, right? And if it closes back above this range, then I'm going to be closing another 50%. Right, so that means I'm going to be really managing my risk at that point, which is very, very important. Winning a trade is pretty good, it's pretty important, but managing risk at the same time is also equally as important. You know, so you gotta keep that in mind too. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This it sells below 148,040 for execution. Wait for 15-minute candle. Okay, looks good. Looks good. We'll see if we can continue down from this point or not. See, at this point, it broke its own high, so I closed 50% right over here. So I managed my risk. I had, let's say, for example, if I had a 5 lot open, it came up to break its own high, I closed 2.5 lots, right? And if this candle closes back within this range, then I'm going to be closing another 50%. So ideally, I want this candle to kind of like look like this. Let me draw this candle. This 1 hour candle, I want it to look like this coming down and having a top wick over here. Where would you add your position back? Once it starts coming back down, then I'm going to be looking to add the position back again. Let's take a look over here. Ooh, what's this? Vantage is really screwing up with the broke-ass servers. Oh, looks like Vantage is having issues. Is there a reason you don't show your trading terminal and the results trades you take? Yes, I'm more private now. You know, I showed all my results, all my trades last year from March till December. I think that was enough to prove a point. Let's see here. Isn't the stop loss a little tight? If the 1 hour candle made a wick, it's better to put it above the 15-minute candle. Yeah, you can have your stop above the 15-minute if you want. I just have it where I think it's safe. You know, it's well within the range. I mean, even if it comes up, you know, I'm totally fine with that. All right, let's take a look here. 5-minute broke the 5-minute candle. Yeah, I mean, if you want to close based on the 5-minute, that's totally up to you. I mean, guys, listen, if you're scared about this trade, don't take this trade, right? Don't take this trade. Like, I'm managing it how I see fit, you know, based on 15-minute and the 30-minute. That's it. You know, if you're getting scared, close the position, sit out, and wait for a better confirmation. All right, let's take a look over here. Could you please check US 30? All right, let's take a look at US 30 over here. So US 30 right here. So you start, oh, it's at this resistance over here now. Look at 30-minute time frame, we're at this resistance. Yeah, I think we got these resistances here. The only reason there should be volume in US 30 is should be closer to New York Stock Exchange open. That's what I've seen. I've seen a lot of volume pump in during that time. So you can see prices ranging here, so it's basically waiting for something. One thing is, when you guys take trades, you guys have this habit of looking at if you're going to execute on the 30-minute or the 1 hour, you have the habit of looking at the 5-minute time frames, and you really, really get scared looking at the 5-minute time frames. No, man, you got to stick with the time frame you're looking at. So I'm only looking at the 15-minute time frame here. If the 15-minute candle closes bullish, or if it closes back in the range, I'm closing another 50%. But if it closes back below support, then I'm going to be looking to see where can I add the position back which I closed. That's what I'm going to be looking at that point. But yeah, still good. First time here, good job, bro. Well organized info coming up here. Keep it up. Oh, thank you. Raja avoids taxes. All right. No, I don't, man. I don't avoid taxes. I showed my tax returns. My taxes for last year were over 100,000. That's what someone makes in a really, really good job. So I mean, you gotta chill on that. What do you think about such FX dog? I have no idea about that. I don't know the content. I have no idea. Mr. Raja, what percentage of the account you close when price goes against you? Normally it's 50%. Normally it's 50%, and based on what price action is doing right over here, if it starts breaking the lows again, then I'm going to be looking to add more positions. But normally I close 50%. When can we register to Dominion Markets? We're still waiting. We're waiting on MetaCodes basically. This had second week of February. Now it's third week of February. It's like whatever at this point, if it goes up, it's going to be a miracle. But yeah, still waiting. No, I'm trading on Trader's Domain at this point. Do you trade in a company, or is it just the people we see on the site? So if how do we get in? Yeah, I trade in a company. So all the people you see here on the side, they're in my company. Yeah, there we go. Can you please look? We're a prop firm. We are the Gulag Street Bets over here.
Gulag Street Bets. Yeah. we got our own subreddit.
All right, the 15-minute candle is about to close in 5 minutes. If it closes back in the range, I'm going to be closing 50% at this point. Actually, you know what? I don't like the way it's moving at this point, because I thought we'd be coming down, but since we're breaking above the highs over here at this point on the 5-minute, I'm going to close my entire position right over here. Yeah, so close my entire position at this point. So lost about, 8 pips over here. Since we broke the low, we started to come down again. I thought, okay, the volume is going to drive price down. So, took one trade, took a losing trade. That's okay. But at the end, didn't lose my entire 10 pips. Lost around, 7 pips, 6 pips. Gold going up and down. Yes, gold going up and down. She just sells -7 pips. See, now that was first attempt on the sells. Now I'm not going to take a look for buys, unless price breaks above, I would say, what's this area right over here? Unless price breaks above, 148,200. If it breaks above 148,200, only then I'm going to be looking for buys. But my bias is still sells. Some people are saying, oh, hey, like, what, it's against the trend. You know what? That's totally fine. Because if I get another confirmation for sells below 148, like 070, 020, I'm going to give my trade a second chance. Do you trade against the trend sometimes, like the GJ you just took the trade on, or is it just once in a while? It's once in a while, but it was also based on the way candles were forming too, right? I mean, if you look right over here, you see this 30-minute candle, it closed below 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles right over here. So the bias was, okay, if we're closing below, there's an opportunity for price to continue down since we have clean range here to the left hand side. And this is the kind of trade I would take every day. If this showed up every day, I'm going to execute on it every day because I know there's a high probability that this trade is going to win. But also you got to understand this, right? Whenever you're taking a high probability trade which you won in the past, there will be probabilities that it may not work maybe once in 4 times, or maybe 2 in like 6, 7 times. So when you have a loss like that, it's just like, okay, you know what? We tried. Right. Matt, you really need to put your mind on mute when you're doing certain things. There's a lot of background noise.
My bad.
Do you increase and decrease the lot size while in the trade by magic keys, or is there another way? I had magic keys. I have it right over here. So I hit half, and then it closed half.
Hi, Roger. Can I ask you a question, please?
Yes, man. Ask me a question.
Yeah. Roger, on 1 hour, if I think so, it's respecting 147.97 spot, we got a strong spot. It came. I think so. That's the way it's rejecting. So I think so. Doesn't it better to wait for 1 hour to close below that?
Yes.
Cheers.
Yes, sir.
Cheers. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I took it based on the 30-minute closing, so I guess we'll have to wait for another confirmation. If everyone in Zoom and Gulag took a 100-lot position, could we move GJ? No. Probably by 0.5 pips, but it requires a lot more volume and a lot more money to move it. Looks like Chef Will is making some cookies.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I'm trying to figure it out what he's making.
Make salmon patties, brother.
All right, salmon patties.
Okay.
Looking at GJ, I believe that the rejections on the left hindered the downward momentum. You think? Yeah, I mean, I anticipated the pre-New York volume to continue price down since the 30-minute candles closed below these areas here. But it is what it is. If I get another confirmation for price to go down, I'm going to give my selling bias a second chance. If it doesn't happen, then one trade a day keeps the drawdown away. So we're going to focus on one trade a day. Do you know how much money needs to be involved for to move 1 pip in the market? I don't know, and I don't care, because that's not going to help me trade better. We can't check the order flow on charts. Advanced platform institutions throw. Oh. Do you expect gold to make a definite break this morning? If we can break above 1797, I do think gold is going to make a definite run towards 1800 until 1804, because if you look to the left hand side, you have all this move up till 1800 and then continuing on towards 1804. So I think gold could make a definite run above that area. So this is where we are right now. We have a support formed at 1794. We have resistance formed around 1797. You got this clean range going down to 1790, 1791, and then obviously above 1797 you got another cleaner range till 1800. Tomorrow's bank holiday in Japan. Will you still trade GJ tomorrow? Just read what you asked, right? Tomorrow's a bank holiday in Japan in the New York session. Japan is still closed in New York session. So it doesn't matter if there's a holiday or not, because then Japan is still going to be closed. If I close half my position and hit double trade button on magic key, will it double the original or the half? It's gonna double the original position. Okay, this is a very interesting question. Hey Raja, why does everyone who is mentored by you for a short period rush to start mentoring themselves, making a quick buck off people, and meanwhile Kerwin is still here? I don't know.
Kerwin and me, I'm here.
I honestly don't know. I just wish that people, before they do that, they can show some sort of some withdrawals or some profits or something like that. That make much more sense. That's all I'm gonna say. If you plan to buy 2 setups before happening and you executed on the first one and the second one happened while you were in the first one, are you going to take it or not? So, so the question is, if you had buys and sells planned and you took buys and then the sells started happening, will you take the sells? Well then, buddy, you're going to be in a drawdown at that point then, if the sells start happening while you're looking for buys. So, I don't know. Can I ask what you learned from this loss in GJ? Maybe it broke the low too early. Oh, no. I mean, I executed based on what I saw. So take a look at this, right? I executed based on this 30-minute candle closing below all these candles here to the left-hand side, and I executed on that and anticipated the volume to continue price pushing down to the support. But I also know that this happens most of the times it will work. Maybe this was the probability that it didn't work. And the only thing we can do when a trade doesn't work is manage risk. And that's what I did. I managed risk. And that's it.
Rakeel, you might just be a little bit early, because on the H4, you've got a couple of rejecting candles. Then on the 1 hour as well, it's like ranging.
Yeah.
So just waiting for that breakdown as the 4 hours already running out of momentum and rejecting.
Yeah.
The 1 hour's not creating no high. So you might just be a little bit early.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. So you got clean traffic, buys above 1800. Yeah, this is something that I was looking for here. Actually, if you look at gold, above 1797 to 1798, if you even get a one candle closing above this area, there's a high probability to go to 1800. But at the same time, we can't ignore the stimulus they're pumping into the market as well. That's going to really, affect gold buys here at the same time. Do you think Bitcoin will reach 60,000? I don't know, man. The way things are going, I think it's going to reach 100,000. People who predicted 100,000, I think it's going to come true. Let's see here. If I entered a trade based on 15-minute candle and I want to trail my stop, I still do that based on the same time frame? Yes. Same time frame. What's this? Gold 15 minutes. So you took a sell. I think the question is, did you manage risk at this point? Right? Because if you look on the 5-minute, okay, so you took a sell at this point, price came down, candle closed with no wick at the bottom, you still took a sell, I don't know why, price came down to support, next candle broke above the high over here. I think the only thing you could have done is manage risk. But as we identified, I think better sells would have been below the support around 1794. But I think the only thing you can do is to manage risk in losing trades. How do you handle currency correlation? It's better to just keep that in mind, currency correlation. It also depends on what currencies you're talking about. So let's take a look at the Chinese indicator right over here. Let's take a look at this area over here. So we're ranging at this point, right? It's all saying it's ranging. There's nothing happening over here. So yeah, I guess we're just ranging here. That's also for just jokes too, the Chinese indicator. Let's take a look at this chart. We got gold 4 hour. You're looking for buys above 1800. Looks good. You got very clean traffic here to the left hand side. So I guess a lot of people are looking for buys on gold above 1800, and I think that's actually not a bad idea at all, because above that area you got clean moves going all the way till, like, look, we got 1800, and from 1800 all the way up over here you got like 1808, 1810. You know, you got all that area where price can move into. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. Could you take a look at my EJ chart? Can you see any issues? I don't see any issues here at all. It's on a 15-minute time frame. Only problem is over here. So you're looking for price to kind of break below and come down. Yeah, this looks good. You know, because if you break below, you're anticipating volume to push price through these wicks. That's the whole issue, right? If price is ranging and we continue breaking below supports or wicks, we're anticipating volume to continue price breaking down. Let's take a look at your JPY here, right? So what I'm looking at is, I'm looking at sells below this support right here. Yeah, I'm looking at sells below the support right here for price to really continue down, because I think that's going to be much safer. Because even from here, if you measure the range is like 4 pips, 5 pips, right? It's not enough range. But if you measure the range from 128 all the way down here, it's still like a 12 pip range, 11 pip range, kind of like tight range too. And you can look at a small range and say, okay, like, you know what, maybe there's not enough volume for price to move into this range. Okay, let's see here. Would my trade zones be correct? Trade zones, USD, JPY. So you got support over here, makes sense. You got support on the 1 hour time frame. Below the support, you're looking at sells. Looks good. Yeah, it looks good. I mean, if this candle is coming down, and if we create a support at this point, then all this move down is going to be clean traffic for a potential price to move back up. So I think at that time, you'll have to remove these purple lines that you have, because it might kind of confuse you, you know, because price came down. If it creates some sort of a support, right, then all this clean move down, it becomes clean traffic for price to continue back up again. But then obviously if we break support, then we can continue moving down. And I guess if the dollar continues moving down in that aspect, then we could say that, okay, like, you know what, gold at that time can break above 1798 and continue moving bullish. Okay, Mr. Raja, you should invite Oliver Velez on a Friday. I don't know who that is. Oliver Velez. Let's take a look over here. Oh, no way. Someone took my name. Wicks don't lie. Man, no wonder I couldn't get it.
No way. I thought you had secured it.
No.
Remember that I asked you?
It is what it is.
Oh, shoot. Now you gotta buy this one?
Oliver Velez. Yeah, I don't know who Oliver Velez is.
Matt Sterling. Let's go follow him. Track him down.
Let's take a look over here. This is GJ. When 30-minute candle broke below support, you took a sell, waited for a second to break the entered. When it reversed, closed 50%. Reasonable volatility. I believe that the rejection on the left hindered the movement. Yeah, I mean, I believe that once this candle closed bearish, it closed a very strong bearish candle for pre-New York to continue down. But, you know, it is what it is. Didn't really work out the way we expected. Let's take a look at this chart over here. Oh, nice. Got a sell stop once we broke below the previous low. Nice. This is something I was looking for on pound yen to happen. Beautiful. Now, if there's more volume, I guess we can continue breaking below this area here as well. Your win rate this month is like 20%. No, that's actually false. I'm actually going to go over all the live streams here, and then I'm going to calculate what the win rate has been here this month. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin. I recently joined your course with a friend. I've learned a lot since, oh nice, since blowing accounts. 4R looked good, still in a small trend, opened a short over here, price was breaking below this area, TP hit, oh beautiful. See, the volume really drives price down, nice. So this shows that price action candles, they work everywhere. They work on cryptos, currencies, high time frames, low time frames.
Indices.
This is gold, buys above 1800, looks good, sells below 1790. I think I have the same sells marked over here, 1790. So I'm looking at 1794.
I took a small sell at 1796. Hoping it breaks below 1794. Yeah, you have it right there.
For people who don't know, changed my Instagram from Wix Don't Lie to Raja Banks. You can see right here in the bottom left corner. People still message me on my new name asking me, hey bro, you changed your name from Wix Don't Lie? I'm like, well, yeah, you can see it, right? They want that extra confirmation. Have you traded a synthetic market? No, I have not. I'm actually holding some shares of this stock over here, Canada drone delivery stock. I have some shares of the stock over here. Oh no, not this one. Canada drone delivery. And before someone asks, I used the app called Wealth Simple. Yeah, this one right over here. I'm holding some shares of this stock over here.
Yeah, you can find it on any American broker.
Oh yeah?
No, yeah, on
Oh,
Robin.
yeah.
I don't think it's on Robinhood or Webull or Ameritrade. It's only in Canada
Yeah.
because it trades on the Toronto exchange, right?
Toronto
On
Stock
TSX?
Exchange, yeah.
Yeah,
I bought it at $1.38.
yeah. I've been looking at it. It's flying, fly, like a drone.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's breaking.
Yeah, gold's gonna continue breaking now. You got a minute left for this candle to close, and then I guess we could continue
Yeah.
till 1791.
I'm up 20 pips already, closing half.
$17.91, $17.92, 20 pips away, 25 pips away. Pound is still ranging, so that's okay, no problem at all. Why do some zones have yellow lines in them? Are they stronger? Oh no, that's just for my visual reference. I put yellow lines below zones or at zones just to kind of tell me that, okay, if price breaks below this level, so that's the area where I should be looking for sells or buys. Raja just executed gold sells. No, I'm not trading gold here. I took one trade on GJ. It was a loss, so I'm not going to trade gold. I'm going to wait for another selling opportunity on pound yen, and then I'm going to execute on that. And if that doesn't happen, then this was the only trade here for me today. Because it's a Monday, right? You got to be very, very careful with your trades. You can't overtrade, can't over risk on a Monday. Man, listen, discipline goes a long way, very, very long way. So
Yeah.
So if you think you're going to make a lot of money today, it might happen, but then you might also lose the next day and the day before. Most people look at success in the next week or in the next 2 weeks. You should start to look at that for the next 6 months, 8 months, and plan things based on that. So if yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I closed because I don't like this zone over here, and I already took 20 pips, so I don't think it's worth to hold it throughout this zone here. It's it looks messy on gold.
Kevin's gonna come. Come on, my brother.
Yeah, no, Kerwin's gonna be like, yeah, man, full margin, man.
Come on, my brother.
Yeah, because it's probably gonna go back in, just grab more liquidity, and then just
Come on, man.
Yeah.
just get back there.
No, you're right. I mean, if it breaks these lows again, then it should be good to continue.
Yeah, watch for a fake out on gold. Probably gold is gonna hit the 1800s, and I want to see what happened at 1800.
Why does your mic sound different?
Yeah, I'm on my iPad right now.
Oh,
I'm
you
playing
driving?
a brisket, so I'm kind of.
It's 7 in the morning and he's doing a brisket.
How is gold losing value with the US printing money like it's going out of style? Shouldn't the dollar be losing value? No, the dollar is not losing value at this point because people are still employed. If you read on inflation and how inflation happens when there's a lot of money in the market and people don't have jobs to go to. That's when inflation happens. You know, so this right now, people still have jobs, the country's still running, industries are still open, and they're still printing money. You know, so that does not mean inflation is going to come in. So it's a very controlled inflation. I know you use magic keys, but how would you manually open the half of the position you already closed? You will hit buy or sell on your MetaTrader. It's going to open the position you want to close. How was the idea of magic keys born? So we used to use a simulator and there were different scripts for MetaTrader 4, right? But there were no scripts for MetaTrader 5. So I was like, man, if we had a script for MetaTrader 5, I think my trading would be a lot better, you know? And then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, you know what's going to be better? If Forex had something like the Bloomberg keyboard, you know? So that was the whole idea. And my idea was that, okay, if we can have that script on a handheld device, I think it's going to be really cool for me to have and execute on my table, you know? So we did that, and then we ran some trials, and there was a lot of interest from people, you know? And there was a lot of interest. We're like, oh shit, people actually are interested in this, right? So we made 100 copies. We made 100 copies, and they got sold in about a month and a half, you know? And we're like, oh wow, people are actually buying this. We're like, okay, well, maybe it looks like it could be a business here, right? And yeah, so that was our first month. The first month, we sold around 70 to 80 copies. And yeah, that's how it started. So it started by identifying a problem I had. And then I realized that there are thousands of people like me who may have the same problem. You know, some people don't like it because some people don't have that problem. You know, that's totally fine. But like, whenever you solve a problem for yourself, understand that there are thousands of people out there. They may have the problem just like you. You know, and if you're solving a problem for you, you might be solving a problem for them as well. And then that's how, you know, you create a successful business, by giving value to people.
Started from the bottom, now we here.
Yeah, start from the bottom, man. Now we have a small warehouse for magic keys. The operation is expanding. Oh yeah, because in the beginning we were selling maybe like 3 a week, 4 a week, and now we're pumping like 50 a week. So more expenses, small warehouse, employing 2 people, you know. So in other words, we're creating jobs at the same time now. Now the company is creating jobs, social media jobs, packing jobs, distribution jobs. You know, that's how business grows. You create jobs. And I think another way a business grows, you know, some people may not know this, is like you have to replace yourself, right? In the beginning, we were doing the packaging, we were doing the social media, everything. So once you replace yourself with someone else, not only you're creating jobs, but at the same time, you're creating time for yourself to work on the business more. You know, so yeah, so we'll see how this goes. So you see gold here, gold is not breaking the lows at this time here anytime soon. It's just kind of like, so Mac was right because of this area over here. Very nice. If you're reading this, then this is okay.
If you're reading this.
Yeah, so you can see here, pound yen is ranging, pound USD is ranging, gold is no trade over here. Euro JPY is about to break and close above, but we really need a close above this area.
GJ barely moved down during London or pre-London, so I'm expecting a move, a breakout. And looking onto the 4 hour, it closed bearish at the 1 a.m. candle, so maybe we could get a reversal and continue up. That's my bias. Up.
Someone is saying gold will go down. Talk to the hand. All right. We just need some confirmations. Someone said I got screwed on gold. Okay. These guys will make more money from their brokerage fees and magic keys than they ever did trading Forex. That's false, Marlon. That is false. I made almost 900,000 from my trading. You can look at it on Instagram. I have everything logged on over there. And man, people think making money is bad. That's what they think. And I think that's why majority stays exactly where they are. All right. Oh, wow. Nice.
I got money here.
And of course, like, once the brokerage starts, it's the business. You trade on any brokerage. The longer you stay there, the more profitable you are, the more money the brokerage makes. And that's how it goes. You pay commissions to the brokerage. That's how the brokerage makes money. When you trade, you pay spread. Spread is how the brokerage makes money. But when we launch today, not today, but when we launch with Armenian markets, the commissions you pay, you'll be able to use those commissions to buy education to trade better, because we want to make sure you trade better, because the better you trade, the more you stay on the brokerage, and the more you stay on the brokerage, the more money the brokerage makes. It's very simple. Like, there are levels in life. You start from the bottom, you work your way up. You start over there, you work over there, and then you work your way up. Just like promotions in a company. You start as at a low-level job, you work your way up, you get a high pay grade, you get a high pay grade. That's the evolution in life, it's very normal. And looking at gold over here, we're still rejecting that area. I think if we're doing a retest on the 4-hour support on gold, I think we also need to break above 1797 for it to continue bullish. If that's going to be like retest at that point. Raja, do you fell handsome? I don't know what that means. Did I fall? Did I fall handsome from the skies? I mean, is that what you mean? I don't think a person can be handsome if he falls from a height. The face would be pretty disfigured at that point. Is Market Fruity licensed in Canada? Yes, it is. It's a licensed corporation. What percentage of the commissions we'll be able to use? We still have to decide. Probably 80%, 70%. All right. Yeah, nothing's happening, man. Pound yen took one sell, took a loss, ranging at this point. Pound USD ranging. Gold is still struggling whether it wants to break below 1793 to continue down, or it wants to come back up in this range. What do you think about the 50-50 strategy? What's the 50-50 strategy? A strategy when you buy on one account and sell on the other account. Well, if your win rate is 40% or your profitability is low, it's still going to be pretty low on both accounts. It's not the way to be profitable, trust me. That doesn't work. People are getting excited about the profits we made last year. I mean, man, trust me, like, I know people who make way more than me and who are way humble than me. All right, there we go. We broke the lows here in gold. I'm not trading gold, but it does seem like we're moving into New York Open, and with that, move into New York Open, we should be continuing till 1791. This candle is about to close in about 4 minutes here too. So we got to see how this closes. If it closes below, let's say 1793, 1794, pretty high probability for it to continue bearish. I've been taking lessons from YouTube as a beginner. When do you think I should move on to seminars, webinars? You can move on to seminars, webinars whenever you want. I remember I used to do free webinars from 2017 all the way into 2019. For a year and a half, I did free webinars for YouTube. Everyone, free webinars. Because I wanted to make a foundation. I wanted to build an audience. That's what I did. Free webinars for everyone. Now people come on, man, they learn trading, and I don't know. Because first, you need to have an audience. You need to have some base you can go off of. So I think that's good. You do free webinars, free seminars, you get better at those, and then you move forward with that. Looking pound yen still ranging, pound USD still ranging. Gold is the only thing that's breaking below 1793 for it to continue going bearish. I'm not in this trade, by the way. I know it's going to move down. I'm not in this trade. I took one trade, took a loss. I'm just watching this right now, spectating it. You got like a 15, 16 pip stop loss here. You got your gain is like 25 pips down to 1791. Don't take that trade. Don't listen to him. That's an awful trade. Avoid, avoid, avoid. All right, we got some sirens over here. It's like, when there's a war and the siren goes on. He's like, no. Are you looking for experienced people for your brokerage? No, not at this point. We have a customer service team, and that's about it. We're pretty small at this point, man. We're not like IC markets. You look at spreads on IC markets. IC market spreads on GJ are like 0.4, 0.3. To get those kind of spreads, you need a huge customer base, huge volume to push. They're really, really big IC markets. Hypothetically speaking, suppose you have a brokerage of a client base of 500 people, okay, and they all make money. How does the broker make money? The broker makes money from commissions and spreads. Here's the thing. If you're making money on a brokerage, the bank pays the trader. That's how it goes. You've heard about, brokerages, they don't pay clients, or they take too long to pay. There's a very high chance that everything's on B-booking. Right? Like something's not right at that point when they don't pay you out and stuff like that, But at the end of the day, brokers, they make really good money on commissions and spreads over time, because the more volume you have, the more traders there are going to be. If they trade well, you make money on spreads and commissions. There's another book called Hanko Trade. Ooh, Hanko Trade. I know a guy named Hanko. Haven't you feel that someone in trading watching you when you do a trade and go reversal? No, I don't feel that way at all. Because here's the thing, when you make a trading decision, that's your own independent decision, right? You're making that decision, you're accepting the risk, you're accepting the wins. That's what happens. If price goes against you, then that's an opportunity for you to learn at that time. That was this something you missed, you didn't identify, or was it just like a probability of the price not moving in that way? So never think about that you taking a trade and when you lose, someone's taking the opposite trade. Never think about that. All right, take a look at this. Gold closed below this area, closing bearish candles over here. Looks pretty good for price to continue down. As long as we now respect the high right over here and we start breaking the low of the previous 15-minute candle, I think there's a very high probability we can continue down. Also, then we have clean range here to the left hand side. We look at pound yen over here. Oh, looks like the market stopped at this point. look at pound yen over here. See the 30-minute candle is still above this area. Now this is something I didn't want to see. Bearish candle closed below support, 30-minute candle closed back in the range. Now for price to really continue down, we need this candle to close back below support so that NY Open can continue pushing price down. We still got around 15 minutes left for NY Open, and I guess we'll have to wait here a little bit. Was there a main reason apart from the money to create your own platform, like building knowledge community? The only reason was so I don't have to pay commissions. That was the only reason. I'm going to be very honest here. I paid around $42,000 in commissions to Vantage FX last year, and I was looking at my statements. I'm like, well, I paid 40 grand, you know. So if I can have my own platform, I can keep my money, you know, with myself. Pay like a portion to liquidity, and that's about it. That was my whole idea. Plus I had the money to do it too, right? I'm trading on Trader's Domain at this point. Let's see here. Yeah, I've still got about 12 minutes left for this candle to close. So it looks like gold did a liquidity grab. We can see it didn't break the high of the previous candle. It's doing a liquidity grab at this point. Once it starts breaking its own low and then it starts breaking below the previous candle's low, I think there's a very high probability for it to continue bearish.
Yeah.
Guys are looking to give GJ a second chance on the 15-minute time frame. I don't think that's a good idea because the 15-minute candle closed with no wick at the bottom. And I mean, yeah, so you guys know what happens when candles close with the wick at the bottom. So I'm waiting for the 30-minute candle to close below this area here so that the NY Open can drive price down. You know, because take a look at this, right? We had, so all this area right over here, we had no volume from London session. London Open, no volume. Pre-New York started like 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m., no volume. Now we're moving into NY Open, and with NY Open, we can expect volume to come in and drive price down. So much trash talk about brokers there. Yeah, I mean, the people who trash talk about brokers are the ones who are not profitable, you know, because here's the thing. All brokers, they operate the same way. If you're not profitable, of course you're going to blame the game, you know. You're never going to blame yourself. You always blame the game. Or the game is rigged. Or the players are rigged. This is happening. That is happening. And take some responsibility for your actions. If you're over trading, you're over risking, you will always lose. You will always be a loser if you overtrade and over risk. I've talked about this over and over again. The only reason you will lose money in trading if you over risk and you overtrade. That's it. There's no other reason you will lose your accounts. No reason at all. You know, so no matter if you're with Hugo's Way, you're with KOTFX, Trader's Domain, IC Markets, Vantage FX, if you're not a good trader, you will always lose money. And you have no one to blame but yourself. What happened with you and CJ from Daniel Savage? I have no idea who CJ is. All right, we're about to close in about 10 minutes over here.
CJ whoopty whoopty.
If you can have TRO on the session, we have been trading since 1990, also programmer, so he have developed many indicators. Oh, let's take a look over here. The rumbled one. Okay, we'll take a look. It says keep out. So I guess we'll have to keep out.
Keep out, watch out for dogs.
Yeah, we'll see. Need to know enough about a person, you know. Have you ever did like 100 to 1,000 challenge or something? No, I think it's pointless to do 100 to 1,000 challenge when I can just trade on my big account and make much more money than that. So I think it's a waste of time. If you have access to $20,000, $30,000 to trade and make money, I think it's pointless to do $100 to $1,000 challenge when you can do the same trades on your account and make money. So that's like, you know, where my views are. I mean, if I was young, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't really that wouldn't be my interest in there. All right, we got 8 minutes left for this candle to close. What do you think about the prop firm for capital? I think that's really good. I think if you're consistent, and if you have proven to yourself that you can consistently trade for about 2 months, 3 months, then a prop firm capital is perfect for you. It's perfect, absolutely perfect. You know, if you're on a $500 account or if you're on a $1,000 account and you know that you've been profitable for about 2 months and 3 months, then go with the prop firm funding. You know, then that's going to work well for you because then you've proven that you have the foundations to stay disciplined. You should check out this trader on Instagram. He shows terminal live trades. Oh, perfect. Let's see here. How long did it take you to get consistent into profits? I'm not going to say the time frame because it took me around like a year, but I've seen people get consistent in about 3 months, 4 months. And I think it came from the realization of just focusing on 1 or 2 trades a day. That's it. It's a very simple concept. You focus on 1 or 2 trades a day. There's no anxiety. There's no stress. You're not over trading. You're not over risking, right? Everything's under control. Discipline is there. Patience is there because you're focusing on 1 or 2 trades a day. That's it. You focus on more than 2 trades a day, more than 3, 4 trades a day, then things can get really, really delicate at that point. Do you trade less now than in the past? Yes. I focus on 1 or 2 trades over here. Let's take a look here. What's your idea about selling GU if this 1 hour candle closes below 1.40213? 1.40213. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea. That's something I was looking for here as well. You know, because this was a resistance made before pre-London and price broke above this area, and it seems like we're creating another kind of like a, yeah, I think now we're creating a kind of like a support down over here. Yeah, let me bring it down. So I think it's going to be a lot lower than 213 because on 15 minute we have this minor zone. So I guess we'll have to break this zone for price to continue down. How is someone able to choose a certain pair that suits well with them? I think that's personal preference. What you need to do is that you need to look at your past trading history and you need to identify which pair have you been the most profitable on, or like which pair do you feel the most comfortable with, you know, and then just go with that. For me, it was mostly pound yen and it was USD JPY, you know, and I went with pound yen because pound yen has a lot more volume, the ranges are bigger. So, you know, when there's a lot more volume and the ranges are bigger, then you have a better opportunity to get better trades at that point. How to handle fear during trading? Knowing your risk. You shouldn't be fearful in trading, man. Like, you're not going on a war, for God's sake. It's not like you're going into battle. I mean, why are you scared? You can't be scared.
If you're scared, go to church.
You would look good in a Cybertruck. I already have ordered the Cybertruck, but I don't think Elon Musk has any interest in creating that truck anytime soon. He's lofting, man. He's lofting on the Roadster. He's lofting on everything at this point. There's no such thing as this is my favorite currency because they all look the same. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense. That was a comment in the gulag here, so I read it as the comment came in. Hey Raja, I used to incur losses a lot for the last 2 years, but the moment I stopped over trading and over risking, I became profitable. See, magic. It's like magic happens. You stop over trading, you stop over risking, you focus on one trade a day, and you become profitable. That's the same thing as, let's say, if someone starts a business and they focus on just one product. You focus on one product, you become a champion of that product, you become an expert of that product, and soon you're going to do very, very well in that product because people are going to look at you as an expert in that product. So that's what's really important. You focus on one currency pair and you become an expert on that. You start to understand its fundamentals. You start to understand its correlations in different currency sessions, and you're going to do really, really well with that. When people tell you all currencies are the same, they're lying, man. They're lying, because I'll prove to you right now. You look at pound yen at this point, right? You're looking at pound yen in this New York session. The only thing moving pound yen is the pound, because London session is open at this point. But if you look at AUD and ZD, AUD and ZD is closed. So there's no way in hell AUD and ZD is going to move the same way as pound yen, because their market is closed. So there's a big difference. How do you stay hungry yourself? You are now, I'll say, financially free. How does that make you feel? How do you keep your mind and that hunger? Now my hunger is changed from providing value to masses. Like, that's where things have changed at this point. Now I'm mostly concerned with building platforms or building companies to serve like a big audience. That's what it is. Because I looked at it this way, right? I looked at all the people who make a lot of money, way too much money, man. And the only thing they do better is serve the masses. That's how they make a lot of money. If you're in sales, you're running platforms, you're running seminars, whatever you're doing, you're making money if you're serving a lot of people with integrity and honesty. Because somewhere down the line, if you're not honest, you're going to get caught somewhere down the line. And that's not a place where you want to be. And I think that's where most people fall. Like they go the opposite route, and then they get caught, and then a whole list of lawsuits come in. So right now I'm just focusing on providing value to masses at this point. That's what my goal is right now. So we got pound yen over here. Do you think it's better to below the support? Yeah, I think it's going to be better right over there too, 147.940. What am I looking at? Yeah, I was basically looking at to see if this 30-minute candle could close bearish like this, and then take a sell and expect the NY Open to continue price down. That's what I was waiting for. But I guess that's not going to happen because the price is about to close in like a minute and a half at this point. Browser penetration. Where is that? Oh, I don't know what this is. Penetration Swan. What is this? Hopefully it's not something I shouldn't be showing. Oh, okay. Yeah, this was some articles I was reading the other day. This is about the question of extraterrestrial, if they exist or not, and then the evidence they have that they do exist, and how human telepathy works. Hold on. This was on page... Where was it? Yeah, I'll show you when I find it. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't call that useless information, but I read a lot of useless information at times. So yeah, I was still ranging over here. Let's say you close half of your position with magic keys because the market closed back in the range. Okay, will double trade enter the current position, or it will enter the current position. Double trade will enter the current position. And if you look at gold over here, gold came back in the range now, so now it's also ranging at this point. 30-minute candle closed bullish, indicating it should continue moving bullish. But if we break above this area, that's the only way we can have a good trade moving up. So let me point this out right over here. Great potential buys. Above 1798. Can you show us that Kerwin is still okay? Kerwin is perfectly fine. All right, let's take a look at the 1 hour candle. 1 hour candle printed bullish. We're still in this range over here, looking at the 15-minute time frame. 15 minutes coming down over here. We need a candle to close below somewhere around here for price to continue down. I'm still bearish on pound yen. I'm still very, very bearish on pound yen. I don't think we're going to continue. I mean, if we do continue up, we'll have to break above, 148, 250 to continue up. But if we stay below 148, I think it's a very good opportunity still for price to continue moving bearish. We got a nice 15 to 20 pip range over here. I don't want to take a sell over here because we had a rejection here in the past. I really want this 15-minute candle to close bearish. Here's the thing, right? I want this 15-minute candle to close bearish so I can take a sell on the next 15-minute candle. But while I'm waiting for this 15-minute candle to close, I understand that this candle can eventually continue moving bearish. And if that happens, then I'm going to miss the trade. Right? And that's a part of the game. Sometimes you miss the trade while you're waiting for the trade. And I'm going to be okay with that. Will crypto deposits withdrawals be able in your platform? Yes. We're also working on bank deposits too from the US. So you'll be able to sign up via crypto. Ooh, gold came back right up here at 1797. How will the new trader fully understand a pair if you keep advising one trade a day? It takes time. It takes time. If you focus on 1 or 2 trades a day, you're going to study your session. You're going to revise your session. And then you're going to move on to the next day. And man, trust me, really understanding a pair, it's not going to take a week. It's not going to take a month. It's going to take at least 6 to 7 months of you looking at the same pair every day to truly understand that. Because think about it this way, right? I've been looking at pound yen for about 4 years. That means I've been looking at pound yen for 4 summers, for 4 winters, for 4 Christmases, for 4 New Years, right? So that requires a lot of patience for you to spend time in that pair. So I mean, 4 holiday seasons, it's a lot. So you got to give it time. You can't rush the process, man. Think about it. In trading, you can make stress-free income. Really, this is the hardest way to make easy money. And if you're going to rush the process, you're never going to make money in the long run. Trust me on that. I see people doing these demo challenges for 1 week, running $1,000 demo accounts, like $7,000 in a week. How is that realistic? That's not realistic at all. That's really showing how bad your discipline can be, how bad you need to over risk and over trade to get those returns. That's not realistic at all. And I think that really destroys your discipline as a trader. Would you say 10% is too much to make in 15 days? I think it's pretty good, 10%. I know guys who do 10% in 2 weeks. Like if you focus on 1% a day or 2% a day, you can very easily do 10%.
Hey, Raja.
Hey, Ryan.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Yeah,
man.
Going to your point about rushing the process, why not, people that don't necessarily know how to, I guess, quote unquote, trade one pair, why not they use maybe a simulator? Not to say that, I guess I understand that sometimes using a simulator is not the best choice because it's kind of rushed, but I think it gives you an overall sense of how one pair could move. What do you say to that?
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, I think Ted made a really good point on Thursday about the simulator, was that once you're using this simulator, you're not actually waiting for the 30-minute candle to close. So you're not exercising patience at that point. Because in the simulator, you can click next candle and in 2 seconds, you can look at the next candle, right? But when you're looking at the live market, you're waiting for the 15-minute to close. You're waiting for the 5-minute to close, the 30-minute to close, and then you're basing your decisions off of that.
Okay.
So
yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, right? Because in the simulator, you don't really get to do that. You just fast forward in 5 minutes, your one session is done, right? But when you're looking at the live market, your one session is done in about 3 hours. So you're there sitting, watching for 3 hours how price is moving. So there's a bit of experience you get from watching price in that aspect.
That's true. The patience part is what is very key. Yeah, I got you.
Exactly. All right, looks like gold is about to break above 1798.50.
Yeah, gold's about to break hearts. Anybody who was selling gold was a mistake. In my opinion, we will visit the 1800s before heading anything down.
Yeah.
Oh, 1800 is right there.
Yeah, it's 20
Yeah,
pips
1800
away.
is right there, but then at 1800 you only have two options: reject 1800 because it's a strong level, psychological level, or break 1800 going to 1810. Yeah, that should be the place for today. On Friday we had a nice run, so it makes sense for the continuation today.
All right. Good morning. Take care.
Good morning, take care, man.
GMTC.
GMTC.
GMTC. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
Man, I really want to execute on GJ on the 5-minute, but I know I gotta wait for the 15-minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait for the last minute for the 4 hour, man. This trade didn't play out as expected because you were trading at the start of the new hour. That's why. Plain and simple.
Ooh, there goes gold. We're breaking above 98.50. 1800 coming up over here. This 5-minute needs to stay bullish. Even though I'm looking at it, guys, I'm not in this trade. I'm just on the sidelines with pom-poms. You know what pom-poms are?
Pom-poms, yeah, the cheerleader things.
Yeah, give me a G. Give me a O.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Bye.
Little boy.
Yeah, kind of risk it for the biscuit. It is what it is.
If we can close below 148, that will be perfect.
Yes, it's going to be perfect for price to continue bearish.
Yeah, boy.
Even if this 15-minute candle closes bearish, it's absolutely perfect. Splendid. Perfectly splendid for price to continue down.
That will be wonderful.
Gold is also above that area now. This is NY Open too, and we're expecting volume to come into NY Open. If we can execute right over here, having like a 6-pip stop, 7-pip stop, and really expect price to break below this wick, 147.760, and continue down. 147, 860, 850, 870. Man, that's going to be crazy. It's going to be a very well managed move over there.
Yeah, I think that can work.
100%.
Yeah. You just need this 15-minute candle closing below that area, that messy area.
Wouldn't it be better to wait for a close below 0.970 on GJ? Yeah, that's good. But even if this candle closes bearish, you're expecting New York Open volume for price to continue moving down. Because now this is going to be a second chance I'm going to be giving my trade, my selling bias to work out over here. Yeah, right over there. So I'm already in a sell. I executed around 148 for price to continue down. So let me point it out right over here. It's about right here. My stop is above this 15-minute candle and really anticipating price to continue bearish. And this is I'm giving my trade a second chance at this point. I'm expecting the NY volume to continue price moving down. Did you say perfectly splendid because of that haunted Netflix series? Yes. Man, that series on Netflix is pretty sick. There's this little girl, she's possessed. She keeps on saying, perfectly splendid. Something bad happens, perfectly splendid. Alright, let's take a look over here. 4-hour daily, looking for price to continue. Yeah, looks good. Should continue down. Would you be concerned about GJ 1-hour support at 147.975? Probably this wick I'm going to be concerned about. But if we break below this area, I think we should continue moving bearish. We got clean traffic here. And giving my trade a second chance, I think this was a very, very good idea here. Not waiting for the candle to close, expecting volume to drive price down. I think that was also a very, very good idea at this point. Can you explain why did you enter without candle close? Because I entered without candle close because we already broke below these areas and we were coming down here. And I was thinking, well, how many times have GJ moved without candle closing? And that has happened a lot of times. So I was like, okay, you know what? The worst that's going to happen is I'm going to lose 7-8 pips. That's the worst that's going to happen. So I executed on the trade. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to execute on it. And this is something you learn with experience. Like how many times will price move without giving you confirmations versus how many times it will not move. So you can notice how euro is moving down here as well. You can notice how pound yen is moving down as well, but you don't notice pound USD moving, right? And the reason why pound USD is not moving at this point is because maybe the dollar is not strong enough to move pound down, even though the pound is weak, but maybe the dollar is not strong enough. Maybe the dollar is also weak, which is not making pound USD move down. But if you look at pound yen, it's moving because the pound is weak.
Should we look at the Chinese indicator?
No, we did not.
Oh no, can we?
Oh, beautiful move.
Yeah, pretty nice move over here. Coming down to about, how much is this? Like 8 pips right now. Ooh, 9 pips. Oh, almost at 10 pips. Perfect, beautiful. We're at 10 pips right over here. So this is where I'm securing. Oh, nice.
Beautiful,
look at that.
Beautiful. Secure those.
Very nice, beautiful. Well, Gulag, if you took this trade and you executed on it, congratulations, you guys won. Gave this trade a second chance. I think it was a very, very good opportunity to give this trade a second chance. So got around 11 pips over here.
I made it and done for the day.
Leaving a run at this point too.
5-minute downtrend.
Yeah, should continue. If you don't get rejection from the 900, it's gonna continue. And retest the 800. Beautiful.
Amazing. Oh, someone donated 10 euros over here.
Very nice.
Beautiful. My app is Pi, mining new crypto. Oh, you're mining crypto. Nice. Oh, wow, look at that. We're about to hit TP over here for like 12 pips. Oof.
My brother.
Gold is also moving here.
Yes, sir.
Damn.
I retest on the 5 minutes, so now it's...
You didn't even say you entered the trade. Man. Actually, you know what? I'm going to just stay quiet. I'm not going to say anything. I mean, can't people see screens? Like, can't you see the screen here? Are you wearing glasses? Sometimes people wear glasses and they put paint in front of the glasses. They can't see. How much clear can I get? Like my whole thing was here. Stop loss was here. Entry was here. Yeah.
I'm about to secure some profit at the 1800 on gold.
1800 is coming up in gold here as well.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And to be honest, gold has a lot of potential going to 1814 because we have clear traffic on the 1 hour candles. It's beautiful move. Yeah. It's basically just struggling to break the 1800. Once it's clearing the 1800, it's going to be a clean move.
And GJ looks like it's heading down to fill that wick.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It should come. Sorry.
Come.
It should come to 147.80 to fill that wick, as Mac just said, and hope we can get a gap fill.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Gold hit 1800 there too.
Yes.
Nice. Beautiful.
So here's when you want to be aware of what's going to happen with gold. It's going to break really strong. 1800 going to 1805, 1805, 1810. Now, if you get any rejection from that, then the 4 hour candles getting rejection for the 1800 to drive price even lower. Probably we're going to retest the 1790s. Other than that, should break easily the 1800.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Crazy.
There you go. There you go. That's 1810 says yeah. I agree.
Clean move on gold here as well.
Yeah. I'm already 44 pips in 2 positions. Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Got it.
Look at that.
Very
Very nice, man.
Nice.
Got it.
Very nice.
Easy,
Good
breezy.
job.
Beautiful.
Some people are wondering why I didn't wait for the 15-minute candle to close. Just like I mentioned, the volume was there, and I also said that price may continue moving, and then I executed the trade. I even told you guys I executed right over here to take the sell, because I've seen this happen a lot of times. So that's why it's important to focus on one pair, because you start to understand whether it's going to stop for a close or whether it's going to continue moving. So that comes with experience in watching one pair.
Yeah, but can you prove it?
You're not gonna even say anything, right, Raja?
No, I'm not going to.
You're done. You're done with that.
You didn't say you executed. You said you were waiting for the candle to close. That's not cool. Well, I'm sorry if you didn't make money today. But the ideas were there. You just had to execute on it. Man, listen, trust me. I'm not your mom. I'm not your dad. You know, I'm not going to put the food on the spoon and in your mouth at the same time. You want food in the mouth? Go ask your mom about that. Not over here. You know, here you come on, you execute, you make money. Perfect. You don't make money, you learn from that, you come back the next day.
That's yeah.
Even on gold over here, we gave out the ideas. If we break above 1798, we're moving to 1800, and Kervin called it perfectly too.
Yeah. Probably the people who are not taking the entries are people who are new into this streaming. But the people who already got like at least 3 months with us, they already know how we trade. So even if sometimes we don't say anything, they should know the setups, and they should know, but at this point, how a trade can be taken.
Yeah.
Because we even talked about it. On gold, how it was breaking down and it just failed to continue.
My long bias is incorrect. What do you see differently? Jason, I don't know what pair are you looking at. Oh, GJ. Yeah, so GJ long bias was above 148.250. If price didn't break above this resistance here, there was no buys at that point. So you need to see what would have made this a sell. I took sell here before, got a loss over here, and then executed again, giving my trade a second chance. Well, my bias a second chance, and got a win at that point. I think Mac's mic is too sensitive. We can hear him breathing.
Oh, is that Mac?
Yeah,
For
that's
real?
Mac. Yeah.
Oh my god, this
Yeah,
is
like
way
Darth
too
Vader,
sensitive.
man. Come on.
Send him to the bullet.
Send him to the gulag.
Look at this guy. Send him to the gulag. I'll kick your ass. I think I gotta fix it on Zoom, maybe. Give me 1 second.
Go to settings and reduce the background noise.
Yeah, maybe unmute it when you say something. How many times the second chance go wrong? Oh, it goes wrong sometimes too, the second chance. Like when I give my trade a second chance. But when I'm giving my trade a second chance, I need to be 100% certain it's going to continue moving. And as we talked about, that there was volume, there was no volume in London session, there was no volume in pre-New York, and there was volume coming in NY Open, and that basically drove price down. The volume in NY Open drove price down. So this was a little bit, advanced entry for new people if you're watching this right now. Because I did mention I'm going to wait for the candle to close, but then I started thinking about, well, how many times has price just moved? And do I really want to miss this trade? And I executed. And my stop loss was 7 pips there. It secured 11 pips. The runner is open. If it continues dropping, perfect.
What about now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Better? Okay.
Yeah, it sounds just compressed. Yeah.
You need to clarify for new people. No, I don't need to do shit for new people.
People.
If you guys pay me, perfect, I'll do that. But no one's paying me here in YouTube, so it is what it is.
Disrespect is big.
No, the amount of entitlement, man. People think
bro.
they're entitled over here. No one's entitled for shit.
The other day I was on the Asian stream, right? And this guy tells me like, "Oh, I blew my account because of you." I'm like, "What?"
Oh, I read that on the comments.
I'm like, "How you gonna blow your account because of me?" What the fuck does that mean, dude? And then he was mad. Like, "Oh, I took a gold trade." I'm like, first of all, I was just, oh my, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, I got so hot. I was so fucking pissed.
Yeah,
Yo,
just
Matt,
leave it, man.
How you blow an account? No, like seriously, how do you blow an account in one trade? Like, doesn't make any sense. Just quit. You know?
I'll show you how.
Yeah, word up. That was me, Mac. I was talking shit. Signa.
Oh.
Oh wow,
wait,
gold
nah,
is
nah.
about to tap into 1802. Pound yen is also moving down. Amazing.
Kerwin,
Yeah, man.
what are you having done so what?
Oh, banana bread and some Nutella croissants.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
What was that?
All right.
DJs.
So the only move we had here was on pound yen moving down and gold moving up. Beautiful on the 5-minute here too. Just lovely.
Still did. Once again.
Been watching you for the past 3-4 months. I've developed a great trading psychology firm. Oh, from that. But tell me how to stop watching indicators, as I'm somewhat addicted to watching it during my time. Just remove them. Just basically just remove them. It's kind of like how you break up with somebody. You just tell them, hey, it's over, and then no, I guess that's a bad example. But like, just remove them. Simply just take them off, and that's it. Sometimes guys ask me, hey, how can you walk in Walmart without a mask? And I say, well, just remove it. What's the worst that can happen? Little old lady is going to tell you to wear a mask? Okay, well, I have a medical condition, and that's it. It's funny because when you tell them that you have a medical condition, it's like it goes over their head. They're like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm diagnosed with claustrophobia. Can you please review how to use the ruler to measure pips? Yes, so you basically click the ruler, you click a point in the chart, and then you move it down, and you're going to measure pips that way. All right, I'm going to be right back.
Mr. Ted, can you talk?
No, he don't want to talk to you.
Qué chistoso, maricón. You know what?
Kerwin, I'm waiting for a decent retracement on GJ 5-minute.
You may have it. The opening on the next
30 minute. Yeah,
yes,
that's what I'm waiting for.
But there's only one problem with the next 30-minute candle, that the 4-hour candle looks so good to continue dropping that at this point I don't want to see a pullback, not even a 10 pip pullback on the next 30-minute candle.
The thing is that on the 4-hour we are at a delicate situation, as Raja would say, and the next 30-minute would create the down wick of the 4-hour,
Mm-hmm.
of this closing 4-hour.
Okay.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, but so far, you know, the price that you have to pay attention right now on GJ is that you don't want to see exactly that anything pulling back toward the 140, 148.05. So price should stay below 148, at least 147, yeah, 148 basically. That's where you want to see the prices staying below. If you get a break from the 148, then the retest is gonna be bigger. It's gonna be, you know, to 148.7, 108, and so on, 148.15. I would like to see the prices staying below that 148.
Thanks.
Yeah, man, no problem. Same that happened with gold. Basically, I want to see on the lower time frames, you know, gold respecting the 1799. Yeah, if we break 1799, then the retest is gonna be even lower. So yeah, exactly that. See, easy. Because basically the 30-minute candle, the next 3 minutes with gold, I don't want to see price rejecting that resistance. Basically, that's the whole thing.
Wow, look at that retracement on gold.
Yes,
Crazy.
exactly that.
Crazy, man.
Yes, exactly that. Because it's approaching to the 30-minute candle closing.
Yeah.
So at this point, you want to see this 30-minute candle closing around 1799. If you get a close below that area on the 30-minute, then this is becoming a fake up on the lower time frames.
Remember this news as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at GJ. If we can get a 4-hour close below 92, it will be great.
Yeah.
Straight rejection from 1802. Crazy rejection.
Yeah.
This is where, like, you know, you take what gold gives you and you're like, all right, you know what, I'm done. And then you leave the rest. What happens with gold, it happens with gold.
Hit and run.
Looks like pound yen is still open over. If you break below, you know, this area, we can continue till 147.800. Is your account bigger now? Have you gotten comfortable with the broker? Yeah, it gets bigger. I mean, on Vantage, I was on a almost like 300, 350. But as you get comfortable, like, you know, start growing, you start withdrawing what you need, and, you know, like, you just go from there. I think price can keep dropping on GJ. Yeah, Richard, I think so too. Because we're moving in a volume session right now. Even if we're ranging here on the small time frames, I do think we can continue moving further bearish, especially on a 30-minute time frame here too. We can look at the 30-minute candle coming straight down. We have clean ranges here to the left-hand side. I mean, from this point, if you have a runner running from like 148, I think that's perfect. Let it run. If it continues dropping, it's going to be your bonus move at that point. Wow, crazy. Came right back in the range. Got clean fake out over there. Damn.
Yeah. See that 30-minute candle rejection?
Damn.
Crazy.
So that's why you gotta take profits and have stops on gold. Because it's gonna slap you around if you don't do that.
Yeah. Now, if you look at the 5-minute candle, there's no, you know, there's no point to hold anybody who wasn't buying on gold. The minute that gold start breaking below the previous 5-minute bullish, at that point, let me see from here, sample. That's how you minimize losses on gold at the break of this candle, because at that point it's gonna retest this, and this retest can easily come all the way down to here, because the 4 hours still have like 30-minute to close. So it's grabbing enough liquidity to take you all the way down again.
Someone saying I lose every day on gold. There was a we called buys right here, 1798 for price to go up. Price went up, 1800 was the target, and price actually went towards 1801. Hey Raja, I trade a personal account and funding talent account to best learn. Would you take 2 times trades per day on each account, or take the same trade twice on both accounts? First of all, I wouldn't have 2 accounts. I would just have 1 account. And I don't have 2 accounts, so I can't really comment on that. Can't comment on something I don't do. If they ask what's your medical condition, what do you say? Nothing. They can't ask you what's your medical condition, because that goes against the Charter of Rights and Freedom, Chapter 7. You go read the Charter of Rights of Freedom, Chapter 7, it says right there, you have a freedom of life, freedom of liberty, freedom of doing things privately. So they basically can't ask. I mean, know your rights, guys.
That's like the Canadian Constitution?
Yeah. The Charter of Rights of Freedom and Liberty. They actually don't say anything. They just don't say anything. It's amazing. You tell them, well, they told me I'm exempt. They're like, oh, okay. And then they say, who's they? I'm like, well,
Who's they?
they're like, the same people who told you to wear one. It's basically what it is. They, you know.
That's they.
I mean, you know, we have like different groups, right? One group totally believes in all this, and then we have another group that does not believe it. I mean, it exists. I'm not going to say it. It exists, but the amount of measures taken with it, it's just absolutely asinine measures, you know. So one group says it's okay, someone says it's not okay, and they are stuck in their ways. So I'm stuck in my ways, and someone else who believes it, they're stuck in their ways, so we can't have any discussion around that at all. It's how the communities are made, you know. Divide and conquer, that's what's happening here. Biggest loss this year, 2.2%, entered GJ late and kind of over-risked. Yeah, the problem was over-risked, not entering late. How did person in Turkey seem to be taking it compared to us in Canada? Pretty well, man. Turkey, the thing is, the governments there in developing countries, they don't really help the citizens, right? Here, like, you know, you get checks from the government, they help you with money, this and that. I asked the guy over there, hey, why don't you do shutdown? He's like, brother, we do shutdown, we die of hunger. You know, shutdown, no money. So they have no choice. They're open, they relax, they chill out about it. You know, I think Canada is the only country that's taking very extreme measures for this. Even the US is chilled about it.
Not so much. You know, we have
Bro, come to Canada.
No.
Man, in the UK is like that, man.
Yeah, UK is like that too.
Yeah.
Crazy. Most of the European countries are like that. California as well. Damn. All right, close my runner here. I think it was a pretty good run over here. I'm up about like 3 pips here for the day. Still a win.
Yeah.
I'm trying to open. Oh.
I think we're gonna continue up. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm trying to open an account with Dominion Markets, but it says launching in February. Is that because I'm in the UK? No, we're actually waiting for Medicodes to release the terminals. So that's just taking a little bit of time. I'm personally not comfortable with the sells you took. I've been seeing you taking those sells on GJ many times, but it's just too random for me. Okay, that's fine. You know, with time, you're going to develop that intuition. This is what happens when you're looking at a high volatile pair, which has a lot of volume, it moves a lot. Over time, you start to develop some sort of intuition. You know, you start to develop some sort of I'm going to say like a relationship with that pair, because you understand sometimes it's going to continue moving without retests, you know, so you start to kind of like execute on those impulses. So that's what happened right here. This sell I took at 148, it was only based on intuition, experience, and the amount of time I've seen these moves play out. Will you go into gold if it goes up or from support? No, I'm not going to take another trade because I've already taken 2 trades. I'm on profits for the day. I'm not going to take another trade. Here's the thing. I'm in profits for the day, right? This means I'm in the top 10% of traders who now have the ability to close their trading day in a win, in profits, whatever those profits are, $2, $10, $1,000, whatever, but if you lose today, if you end your day with a loss after having a win, you automatically place yourself from the top 10% to the bottom 90% who always lose. So if you had a profitable day, minor wins, call it a day, man. There's no reason to kind of like continue going and trading and trying to make more. It's just not like that mentality is not scalable at all. Market has been really hard since start of the year, at least when compared to mid last year. Would you agree? Yes, I agree. Market has been ranging a lot, and the main thing is why it's been ranging because there hasn't been any economic activity happening. There hasn't been any Brexit news happening. There hasn't been any wild restrictions happening. Things have been in lockdown, and it's just been wishy-washy here for the most part. Trading again once you have made profit is the worst thing you could do for your trading progression, and I learned that the hard way. Yes, that's true. Do you stream every day? Yes. Why not love for the game? No, because man, listen, I traded love for the game for my first 6 months. I lost almost all my savings. So it's not for the love of the game, it's for the love of the process. It's a big difference. Did the Magic Keys improve your trading? Magic Keys improved my trade management. Not my trading, it improved my trade management. I'm going to call it that. So if you're a new trader, you think Magic Keys is going to improve your trading, it's not going to improve your trading. It's going to improve your risk management. Trade management, risk management, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, gold is starting to be a mess now. How big is this range over here? 38 pip range almost. Were you going to stop trading for today if this was the second loss on GJ? Yes. Yes. I would have stopped trading. And I'm still not trading anymore. So what we got over here? We have gold at 18 right over here. So where we got gold? On your second trade, how come you said you waiting for the candle to close and all of a sudden you in a trade based on experience? Not making sense. It made sense because I changed my mind, right? Because I've seen this happen before, and as I mentioned that there's a possible way that price can continue. Now you guys need to listen to this with open ears, right? And I talked about how, if I'm waiting for a candle to close, there may be a candle moving straight down. So let me just remove this right here. Right, so we talked about how there can be a candle moving straight down. So I thought about it. I'm like, okay, if there's a possibility for a candle to continue moving down, since we're in a volume time, which is New York Open, maybe I can, if I take an entry around 148, I can risk 7 to 8 pips to gain almost like 10 to 11 pips. That's what came in my mind. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Why not? I'll risk 7 to 8 pips. And that's where I said, hey guys, I just entered right over here, keeping my stops above this candle, and I'm aiming for price to come down to this point over here. That's what I said. That's exactly what happened. Some people who copy trades, they copied it, they got a win. Some people who haven't seen this before, they kind of like stepped back and said, okay, hey, you know what? We're just going to wait and see what happens. So this comes from experience. And it comes from watching the same pair over and over again. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. When 30-minute candle close above, if you're looking for buys here, I think you'll need to see a candle to really close above this area for it to continue bullish, because we rejected here once, we rejected here again, so you'll need a candle to close here to give you that extra confirmation for it to continue bullish, because you got clean candles here to the left hand side. There was another chart sent in the gulag here. I think it was the USD CAD chart. I'm going to take a look at that here. So you're looking for sells below this area. That's perfect. This is like the same idea we had on pound yen. So all you need is this candle to close bearish, and then you have this clean traffic here to the left hand side for price to kind of like mirror that. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens on USD CAD here as well. Here JPY is also coming up to this resistance to break. Would you ever trade with a 5% risk? Sometimes. Sometimes I do trade with the high risk. Can I make a living off of Forex? It's a very tough road, but you can. It's doable, absolutely. It's doable. All right, I'm going to be right back.
Yes. Goals in a delicate situation.
Yeah.
It's coming again to 1800s.
You think so? It's gonna bounce back.
It's gonna break the previous high.
All right, let me check something out.
Uh-huh.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Now, what about this?
Oh no. Background?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Yes. The 30-minute candle looks nice on GJ. Gold is looking nice again. It's looking great again. Yeah, 30-minute candle on GJ right now. And here's when you wanna get really what's the word, like really picky on GJ. It did retest to the previous 30-minute candle. So now when prices start breaking 147,882, is done. So it's gonna drop over easily to 147,700. It's gonna be a nice move. So that's why you gotta be on top with your trades.
Yeah, look, it's moving.
I talked about this 148 being respected, and it did exactly that. So at this point, the retest is done to the previous 30-minute candle, create some sort of resistance on lower time frames at 148. And now, when prices start breaking that support on the lower time frames on the 30-minute, like it's happening right now, it's gonna go to the 700, because at this point the 4-hour candle has enough volume to continue going to that area.
Yeah. It looks like we're breaking already.
And sometimes you don't have to be a hero holding trades. If you close like 50% and you know how it's behaving, you can add another position and play it safer.
Yeah, Kieran, I think if we get a gold close anywhere above 97, 98 bullish on the hour, then get in on the retracement on the next hour. Yes. If you can get in at around 95, that's perfect, and then ride that all the way up to 1810.
Exactly, I think so. Yeah. That's the idea. position on GG. Just need a small pullback.
You're not worried about the new 4-hour candle?
No.
Man, you guys get worried about a lot of things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I know.
We got the wick to fill over here.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Ask my wife.
Oh my god, that's a good one.
My wife.
That's
Oh,
a
man.
good one.
Yeah, wow, this thing is still running over here.
Yes.
Let's continue down to at least 147, 700.
Yeah, 700 should be nice.
Yeah, I got an entry at 95. I'm waiting for a minimum retracement to add.
I remember.
You missed the retracement already. Yeah, the retracement went up to.
Yeah, the retracement to the
148
was
yeah.
cake.
Yeah, I got it at 95. Once it broke that 5-minute.
I see you.
Ah, you get me. Huh?
You get in. High five. Gypsy.
I told you, Macedonian.
Very nice.
See, the 4-hour is going to continue down to fill this wick over here. 147, 800.
Yes, I hope so.
What do you recommend? A zero spread account or a normal standard account? That's totally up to you. There's no such thing as zero spread account. There's no account that has zero spread. Maybe Euro USD sometimes, but that's about it. When should we get in gold again?
We.
There's no we.
No, we.
Well, maybe above 1840 or 60. A big maybe. But the trade is done in gold. It was there earlier on. What's the tool or app you use to draw your screen? It's built in Zoom? Yes, it's built in Zoom. Oh wow, look at that. Looks like the weakness in the dollar is making pound USD go up. Hi dear, you should place a buy or sell text on chart. Dear, I don't know what else to do, my dear. So this is what I do. So this is what I did. I said, hey guys, so I just entered right over here. My stop loss is here, and I'm waiting for price to come down to this point. And this is the trade I'm in right now. This is what I said, exactly what I said. And if you can't see this, I don't know, maybe you need new glasses, or I have just no idea what people are watching. Maybe you're blind, and that's another thing, but even if you're blind, how are you going to read text? So, I don't know. Dear.
Dear Raja.
Dear Raja.
Should be a Twitter handle for questions.
Yeah, all your questions tweet it to Dear Raja Twitter. Looks like.
Dear Raja, how come you didn't tell us when to enter? How come you stopped holding our hands?
Dear Raja, I think GG is gonna drop.
Yeah, I think so too. But this is not the time to enter GG at this point. If someone's looking to enter, this is a time not to enter, because we got a support right down here at 147, 800, 5 pips away.
Say less. They're entering right now.
The first trade you risk 1% and then manage risk. The second trade you enter same lot size. Yes, same lot size. So monetary gain was much bigger than the first trade because I managed risk on the first trade. How can I develop my confidence for trading? Most of my analysis are right, but I get out of the trade quickly only to find out it has gone my way. I think when you enter a trade, let's say you enter a pound USD buy here after candle close, right? And you get scared and you close the trade and price goes up. What you need to do is, so the moment you get scared, close some percentage of the position. 50%, 40%, close it. And let the rest running at break even.
Don't be shy, JJ. Come on, baby.
Come on, let me get 2 more pips.
Let me get those pips, baby.
Yes,
2
sir.
pipas, 2 pipas.
What's this question here? GJ looks clean on 30-minute Raja. Should we not enter because of the 15-minute support? Oh yeah, absolutely. There's support over here. Look, there's a wick rejection over here. Looking at the 1 hour, wick rejection over here. Looking on the 4 hour, you got a wick fill over here. So it's extremely difficult to enter here and expect price to break. I mean, if we break support, so be it, right? GJ broke support.
I closed now half already. I don't feel comfortable around that zone.
Este niño.
Yeah, nice. So Mac got scared, so he closed half. He didn't close the whole position. He closed half to sustain the trade. So that's actually very good.
Yeah.
Let's take a look over here.
Press
EST
the
CAD.
button.
All right, Carvin, now press the button over here.
Oh, USD CAD, if you see it on the higher time frames, it looks like once we break that support, I was looking at it yesterday, we're gonna have a massive drop right under. Let me check the price.
For it to continue bearish.
Yeah. Yeah, right at point 25,900. I don't trade it. I just set up an alarm just to look at it. But once we, go under that, it's done. So.
Thanks for your advice. It's great, but it is only visible for a few seconds. Text or sign may help. I made 3 pips.
People want too much. You see. Something like that. They want you to text them. Go enter now.
Ooh, gold is breaking this. Gold is wild. Goes up, taps targets, and then breaks minor supports to continue back down. What's a good target for a $10,000 account in 1 month? I think if you have a $10,000, and I think a good target would be around, I would say like 2,000. It's pretty good. 2,000, you can do 2,000 on it. You can do around, $1,500, $2,000, withdraw 500 a month. On a $10,000 account, man, you can easily withdraw like $500 to $1,000 a month. Easy. There's no doubt in my mind you can do that. How much emphasis do you put on minor support resistances? They're pretty solid. I mean, you look right over here, right? We got a minor support here on the 15-minute time frame. It's pretty solid over here. We had support here earlier on in the Asian session yesterday. Price consolidated, move up. Price came down pre-London, rejected it. Price came down in NY Open. It rejected it again. Ooh, looks like GU is going to continue moving up to 1.40470. You used to be a better trader before. No. I'm a way better trader now. In 2020, I think my entire trading changed. I think most of it was to do with the lockdown that happened. There was so much volatility, so much volume in March, April, May. Man, it was crazy. I've never made, the amount I made from March till May, I've never seen that amount ever in my life. And that really changed everything. That really told me that, hey, listen, if I can just focus on 1 or 2 trades a day and get good moves maybe 3 times a week, I can consistently make money hands over fist. Not even joking about that. There are a lot of people who are testament to that. Like, there are a lot of people who've done the same as well. So you just got to focus on 1 or 2 trades a day. It's a slow process. It's a painstakingly slow process, but it works in the long run. What's not going to work if you start jumping from strategies to strategies, you start jumping from mentors to mentor, you start taking 4 trades a day, 5 trades a day, that's never going to work. I've seen people try that, I've seen people do that, and they always fail. Trust me on that. What about minor zones when close to clean candles? Yeah, so those zones get broken like right over here, right? We had this zone over here, this rejection, but it was volume time. And whenever there's volume time, with volume, price breaks zones. So you got to put your trust in those, volume times. I'm scared for these people. Forex is not a get-rich scheme. That's true. If they have to ask any of these questions, they're not ready. I think we have 3,200 people in YouTube. Now, don't take this the wrong way. I don't think at least 2,500 people there not ready to trade. You're not ready to trade yet because you don't understand the functional dynamics of trading. Like when you come to the charts, it's not about being in a trade all the time. It's about watching what's happening, right? If there's something you identify that has happened before, you're executing on that. If you don't want to execute, you're taking a paper trade on that. And then you're waiting for that same thing to happen the next day and the next day to see if you can execute on that same thing. Because money is being made by executing on the same situations that happen every day. That's how the money is made. Money is not made in buying the low and selling the high and catching a fib or a retracement on trend line. That's not where money is made. Money is made on the things you see happen over and over again, and it's your job to execute on it. And with time, you get confident in it, and as you get confident, you start to execute with a higher lot size, or you deposit more money and you make more monetary gains, but your risk remains the same. That's where money is made in trading. And again, as I said, it's a painstakingly long process. Like, give yourself about 6 months, 7 months. Don't give yourself 6 days, 6 weeks. Man, it's months. It takes months. How do you know it's volume time? It's like when you go on a night out, and if you go to a club at like 10 p.m., there's going to be no volume at 10 p.m., right? So you're going to aim to go at like 11:30, 12 a.m., when there's going to be a lot of volume there. There's going to be a lot of people. It's going to be pumping and rocking and rolling. Same thing with the market over here. You come to the market at like 12 p.m., 1 p.m., when there's lunchtime, obviously there's going to be no volume, right? But if you come to the market at like 8 a.m., New York open, NYSE open, London closed, London open, there's going to be volume at that time. So when I was new to the disco scene, I used to go at like 10 p.m. and I would say, man, there's no one over here, man. Who comes to these places? And then I started realizing, oh no, 1 a.m. is the right time to go. Okay. So you got to show up at the right time.
Disco.
Yeah, the disco scene. Like when we first moved to Canada, that's what we used to say. Hey, let's go to the disco.
And then disco sounds like the 70s.
Yeah.
Like you have a perm.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people
to be one of the first 10 people there.
Yeah. Everybody typing W's in the chat, meaning they won. You see why I closed GJ right on the dot? I'm like, oh, I'm out of it.
Yeah, retracement now. Pound USD is going up too.
Same rejection from prior.
Yeah, and everyone was telling me to stay in it. Like, now I'm closing the half.
But hey, I'm gonna head off over here. It's about 9 a.m. right now on Monday. My day is done here today. Yeah, thank you. And listen, right before I go, I want to give this advice to everyone here, right? Right before I go, just do this one thing. If you had a winning trade today, or if you had a losing trade today, go over the entire session. Please go over. I know most people are not going to do that because they think it's a waste of time, and then your trading is going to be a waste of time anyway. But like, go over the entire session and look to see how you could have done things differently. If you don't do that, you will never learn and you will never progress. I do this every day. I go over my entire session and I try to see how I could have done better. How I could have done, maybe capitalize more on the wins, or maybe save myself more losses and this and that. So just do this here today when you jump off the session. But bye, Gulag. Take care. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you,
bye. Take care, Rakeel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Take care, my friend.
Take care, my friend. Take care. Bye. Bye.
All right.
Thank you.